Well, good morning and welcome everyone to Unity Halton Peel. We're happy to have you join us for our Sunday gathering on this February 15th. And happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Let's repeat together our mission statement. Our mission: to lovingly inspire transformation and be of service to the world. And I'll ask for the daily word. Evelyn, please go ahead.
And the title for today is Divine Order. My life and all life is in divine order. When I encounter delays and setbacks, or the world is changing in ways I find unsettling, my life may feel chaotic, even out of control. Even though I know divine order underlies all things, it doesn't always feel that way. I remind myself that order is a spiritual truth, always present. I don't need to pray for it or even work towards it. I need only affirm it and trust it is unfolding, especially when I see no evidence of it. I pray not to invoke divine order, but to bolster my awareness of it. I affirm divine order and feel comforted and assured of God's presence in and through all things. As I return my attention to the world around me, I discover evidence of order everywhere I look. And from Luke 12, verse 22, he said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear."
Thank you, Evelyn. And our opening song, I Believe in Miracles by the Fearless Soul.
I woke up this morning, so many blessings, blessings on blessings, oh. I woke up this morning, destined for greatness, destined for greatness, oh. I broke down the door of low expectation, I broke down the door. Impossible is no more, there's no limitation, no, there's no limitation. I've got no limits in mind, there is no limit to my life. I have real belief, I can move mountains out my way. I see new miracles every day. I don't believe in luck, I believe in miracles. There's nothing I can't do. I believe in myself, I do believe in miracles. Nothing is impossible. There's nothing I can't do. There's nothing that can't be done. I believe in myself, yes I do believe in miracles. Yes, there's nothing I can't do. I've got this belief that I can do anything, I can do anything. Attracting everything can't be a coincidence. Starts from within, I guess it's a mental thing. It starts from within me. Oh, I know if I stay positive, more miracles are on the way. They're on the way. I've got no limits in my mind, there is no limit to my life. I have real belief, I can move mountains out my way. I see new miracles day after day. I don't believe in luck, I believe in miracles. There's nothing I can't do. I believe in myself,
So, our affirmation for the year of 2026 is to set an intention for our community. Let's read this together. We at Unity Halton Peel are blessed with an abundantly thriving community. So it is, and it is done. Our affirmations during February is, if we would draw to us love, we must be loving and kind, an intention for our month. And the February affirmations, I'll read the line once and ask you to join to read it with me together. Inner peace, divine peace flows in my mind and in my heart. Together, inner peace, divine peace flows in my mind and my heart. Wisdom, centered in divine wisdom, I trust the whispers of truth. Wisdom, centered in divine wisdom, I trust the whispers of truth. Wholeness, one with God, I choose life, wholeness, and well-being. Wholeness, one with God, I choose life, wholeness, and well-being. Strength, God is my strength. I am steadfast and courageous. And together. Strength, God is my strength. I am steadfast and courageous. Blessing, awakened in divine love, I am a blessing. Blessing, awakened in divine love, I am a blessing. As we hold prayer and meditation during the month of February, we'd like to remember and include in our thoughts and prayers Unity Spiritual Center of Ottawa and the Unity Calgary Spiritual Community, our friends and neighbors. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Debbie and for the opening prayer and her lesson. Go ahead, Debbie.
Thank you, Patty. So if you feel comfortable, just close your eyes and just take in a deep breath and bring your consciousness to this right now moment. Today's prayer is a combination of healing prayers from Silent Unity. No matter the circumstances, God is my health and well-being. Let there be health in every aspect of my life. Let me concentrate on all that is well, confidently centered in health and well-being. Let me reveal in a continuous current of divine life now. Life is a divine healing stream within my body, mind, and being. Divine life is a river that can never run dry, an eternal stream of well-being in which I am whole. No human condition could possibly interrupt or diminish the flow of life. For God is, yes, God is the substance of life. I am thankful for and celebrate the fullness of my life. Let it be so, and so it is. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Debbie Long. I'm a licensed Unity teacher and a spiritual director. And today I'm going to share about the booklet from Unity Books, The Power of Faith to Heal. If you're interested in getting a copy of this, you can just go on to, it's still the Unity Worldwide Ministries website, and you can download it or you can order one and they'll send it to you. And they're free. They don't charge for these. So the power of faith to heal. In this booklet, there's ministers, past ministers, present ministers, and they share what they know about the healing process. So more than simply wishing themselves well or expecting God to intervene with a spontaneous cure, they've learned how to affirm health, pray health, and appreciate health in all different areas that they have manifested. So each of them remember the words of Jesus found throughout the Bible. And those words are, your faith has made you well. So faith sometimes seems to work miracles, but more often it helps us navigate the many challenges of both physical and emotional healing. Faith is the foundation of our spiritual practice. It's also the foundation of the Unity movement. And later on in the talk, I'll share with you how Myrtle Fillmore recounts how her faith made her well. So Eric Butterworth is one of the authors in this little booklet. And he is actually considered to be one of the greatest Unity writers. And he shares what they've put in the little booklet is from his book, In the Flow of Life. And he's sharing his knowing about healing. And these are his beliefs based on the Jesus's teachings. So he writes that God is a circle that is centered within you. All the attributes of the infinite, of the divine, of God, of spirit, of Allah, Buddha, the universal energy, whatever name you wish to give that amazing energy, is focused as you, flowing forth through you. You are in this flow. Not sometimes, all the time. You are this flow at the point where you are right here, right now. So this means that you are a child of the universe. So over the next week, I'm going to invite you to meditate on this tremendous insight. You are the flow of the infinite power and life. You are a child of the universe. It means that you were, there's the words, you were created, are created in the image and likeness of the infinite idea. You are the only begotten of God, from the standpoint that no matter what other influences may have left their marks on you from the outside, those people, experiences, even the TV that you have taken in, you will, and you are and will always be the begotten child of God, which is, and this is from Butterworth, and I love the way he says this, which is forever flowering in the divine flow from the inside. So that life energy, that comes from God, because God is all and everything, is flowering from you. You are always creating, whether you realize it or not, from that in little tiny spark of life that is always lit within you. This is the fundamental truth. Everything else are just incidental facts. So remember that the healing stream is constant, not present only when you affirm that it is working or you think about the fact that it's working. You are in this stream constantly, even if you have been manifesting less than wellness experiences. The need is not to overcome illness. I'm going to repeat that. The need is not to overcome illness, but simply to get into the flow of life, the flow of the divine. Any attempt by any of us to overcome the physical problem may actually give the problem energy and or more challenges and blocking the flow of life, making it worse or making you sicker. There is always a healing stream that is one of the greatest realities of life. We all know people who have healed even though they weren't supposed to, according to the medical profession. Wherever there is even a faint glimmer of life, That stream is a reality and a potential for help and healing for everyone. And that faint glimmer of healing is always alive within you. The question that may be asked is it possible for this condition to be healed? Who can really answer that? The condition you're asking about is a fixation in your consciousness, usually based only on the intellectual information from the medical professionals about all they know about your particular scenario. According to God, there is no incurable illness. Only incurable persons who may be locked into a certain negative state of consciousness. But consciousness can be changed. One should not oversimplify the process nor assume that by saying a few affirmations or receiving metaphysical treatments, a miracle of renewal will easily come. That's not the reality. It's not how it works. However, know this truth. You can be healed. You can open the way to the eternal flow of life. It's your choice. So Reverend Sandra Campbell, she's a minister at Unity Temple on the Plaza in Kansas City, Missouri, and she's also the executive director of the Urban Ministerial School. So in this book, she shares how the faith of her mother healed her, and she calls her mama's epilepsy. And at the time, because we're talking decades ago, there was the diagnosis. With that diagnosis, there was only one way to help this condition, and that was by taking barbiturates that left Mama feeling loopy and out of sorts. So one of Mama's favorite scriptures was Matthew 17, verse 20. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will be moved, and nothing will be impossible for you. Even though Mama's doctors tried to talk her out of it, Mama decided to go off the medications. She told her doctor she was relying on faith and possibility thinking, as she had heard from a pastor. Sandra believed Mama had her doubts as to whether she was doing the right thing or not. Before this decision, Mama's every thought was hoping not to have a seizure or wishing not to have to take the medication. She lived in fear of the disease and the meds. So she consciously chose to let go of the fear and put her tiny bit of faith into action. She read and reread that scripture from Matthew aloud as she affirmed that her little faith was big enough to move the mountain. Her seizures stopped, and she lived to be 101 with a remarkable faith that moved many more mountains in her lifetime. In Jesus's words, her faith healed her. This is not about disregarding a medical diagnosis or doctor's orders. It is whatever obstacles are being faced can be overcome by focusing on what is possible. In that way, faith can move mountains. And if you think back to Reverend Mary, that's exactly how Reverend Mary healed her stuttering. It was through her faith and focusing on the health of her speech, not on what she had focused on all her life, because her father too was a stutterer. I mean, what stutterer becomes a minister and speaks every Sunday? It was her faith that helped Mary heal. So I just want to, this isn't from the book. This is something that I feel needs to be said at this time. So faith is not a catch-all to negate medical treatments or medications at all. For if all things that are created begin as a thought from the divine, then all of those miraculous inventions and medicines also came from God. So we all know people who have been healed and lived a long life from what the medical profession research created for them. We also know people who felt in their hearts that what was being offered was not in their best interest, and they too healed. You've heard of spiritual bypass. Some people may say to you, your faith wasn't strong enough. You brought this on yourself. Know that as with everything we experience in our lifetime, we walk that fine line between our humanness and our higher self. We came here to this lifetime to learn and to learn. And sometimes I believe an illness brings that teaching that we came here to learn to us. And Robert Brummett says that sometimes our healing and our wholeness only comes when we transition from this world, no matter what the cause of that transition. He says that the healing isn't always a physical one, but a deeper healing of love and forgiveness or awareness that can only come through that illness. So I have a friend whose brother a year and a half ago came down with cancer, quite intense. It was fast moving. And they did all the spiritual things, and they looked at every opportunity for healing. And about 2 months before he transitioned, he realized that the reason he was in the place he found himself was because he had forgiveness to do, and he had to come to terms with decisions that he'd made in his lifetime. And he was at peace when he transitioned, because he got what he needed before he left. And I remember our beloved Carol, who she knew it was the right and perfect time for her. So she didn't have to say, well, like I should have done this, or I didn't pray hard enough. She was at terms with where she was, and she helped her children come to terms with her transitioning too. So these stories, yes, they're about miracles, but everything happens in divine order. So I just felt that it was important to say that, because I don't want anybody believing that wherever you find yourself is not the right place. So how do we develop a consciousness of health? In Unity, we teach about the role that consciousness plays in our daily lives and in the manifestations of our dreams and our aspirations. Consciousness is the sum total of our thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and spoken words. In terms of our healing, the most important aspect is to develop a consciousness of health. So that means to accept the idea of experiencing and expressing good health every day in your life, to envision yourself as always being in good health, and to affirm good health for yourself. You'll hear shortly how Myrtle actually did this. This also means that every word spoken negatively about any aches and pains and illnesses and even getting older is counterproductive for our manifesting constant good health. Our words are powerful, and we know that in Unity. When we say affirmations, often with intention, conviction, and enthusiasm, or as Charles said, zeal, we are impressing our subconscious with those ideas. It accepts them as true, then outpictures them into your life, into your world. So when we declare statements of good health regularly and with feeling, we are helping to develop a consciousness of health and wholeness. So this is not to say that affirmations will keep us from experiencing health challenges or illness. Even using good judgment in what we eat and drink and exercising and getting good sleep, our physical body can still break down and illness can still appear. Regardless of what is happening in our bodies, we always want to see ourselves as expressing divine health and wholeness. If our body is experiencing something to the contrary, we still affirm good health and wholeness and to be open to receive the awareness of what it is trying to teach us and or show us. The idea is to affirm what we want and keep our minds off of what the body might be currently expressing. It may sound counterintuitive, but as Reverend Johnny Coleman used to say, it works if you work it, so work it. So Myrtle Fillmore's story, which was the beginning of Unity, if it wasn't for Myrtle's healing, Unity wouldn't be present today. She was diagnosed with tuberculosis and was told there was nothing they could do for her and she would live a shortened life. Then she started attending metaphysical talks, her and Charles, and she received an epiphany. She said to herself, I will talk to the life that is in every part of my body and have it do just what I want. She began to teach her body that it was healthy and whole. She told the life in her liver that it was not wrong, not bad or inert, but full of vigor and energy. She told the life in her stomach that it was not weak, but it was energetic, strong, and intelligent. She told the life in her abdomen that it was no longer infested with ignorant ideas of disease, but there, by her belief in what the doctors told her, but they were wrong, and her abdomen was alive with the sweet, pure, wholesome energy of God. She told her limbs that they were active and strong. She told her eyes that they did not see of themselves, but that they expressed the sight of spirit and that they were drawing on an unlimited source. She told them that they were young eyes, clear, bright eyes, because the light of God shone through them. She told her heart that the pure love of Jesus Christ flowed in and through its beatings, and that all the world felt its joyous pulsation. Myrtle went to all the life centers in her body and spoke words of truth to them, words of strength and power. She asked their forgiveness for the foolish, ignorant course that she had pursued in the past, when she had judged them and called them weak, inefficient, and diseased. She didn't become discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring words of truth until her organs began to respond to the love she was sharing with them. She then asked the divine to forgive her for taking his life into her body and using it wastefully. She promised that that would never, ever happen again. She was totally, miraculously healed. It wasn't an instant miracle. It took her 2 years of speaking this way to her body from her faith that brought the miracle into her life. Charles Fillmore, her husband, was very skeptical of what she was doing until she was healed. And then he was on board 100%, and he started doing it. He had a shortened leg because of a skating accident he'd had when he was around 10. He too was healed. The reason that Unity was born was simply because Myrtle wanted everybody to know about this beautiful, true law and to use it. It is not a new discovery, but when you use it and you receive the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery. So thank you, Myrtle. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, divine energy, for healing is possible. So let's prepare for meditation. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. If not, just gaze downward and just focus on something. So let's just take one really deep breath, drawing in all the healing energy that you know is there for you from the divine. Listen to these affirmations, and then we will take them into the silence. I am in perfect health and perfect physical condition. God's life flows through my body and keeps me well, strong, and healthy. I am in perfect health and perfect physical condition. Take in those words for yourself. Feel the energy in the silence. The healing power of God flows through my body. I am whole. I am whole. I claim divine life in my body. I claim innate vitality and wholeness. I am one with life. I am one with the divine energy. I heal as I realize that my natural state of being is well-being. I heal in this moment of silence. Life is a divine healing stream within my body, mind, and being. Divine life is a river that can never run dry. No human condition could possibly interrupt or diminish the flow of life within me, for God is the substance of life. I am thankful for and celebrate the fullness of life. Take those words into the silence. Mother, Father, God, we claim our healing right here, right now. We know that your healing power flows through our bodies. As I attune to the animating power of God life, I claim divine life is my life. Releasing thoughts that led toward worry or doubt, I claim innate vitality and wholeness. I am one with life. I heal as I realize that my natural state of being is well-being. I am healed and whole and oh, so very grateful. Let it be so, and so it is. Amen.
to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly
Such a beautiful, beautiful song. Oh, I love that. And Debbie had to leave. She has an appointment at 11:30, so she skipped out. But what a beautiful lesson and perfect reminder to all of us of our own potential. Diane is with us this morning. Diane, thank you for joining us. Diane Riley is our Unity prayer chaplain. And on the prayer chaplains and the prayer team members are Unity members trained to offer confidential prayer support to you. And if anyone is in need of prayer or would like to have some time in prayer, this can be for good things as well as difficult times. And there's always a reason to celebrate in prayer. And Diane is prepared to take time to be with you in that. Please send your prayer request to Diane, praywithdiane@gmail.com, or obviously you can text the church line at any time to leave a prayer request, and I'll make sure that gets to Diane. So thank you, Diane, for being with us here this morning. And at this time, we'd like to take a moment to say thank you for your continued support to this ministry. The gifts that you provide us with on a weekly, monthly basis is exactly what we need to continue to offer this service to you on Sunday mornings, and we thank you for your continued support. And the easiest way to make a contribution to us is through Interact at accounting at Unity Hamilton or HoughtonPeel.ca. And if you'll share with me this prayer of gratitude. Divine love, now flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and it is a blessing wherever it goes. We are a tithing ministry at Unity Halton Peel, and during the month of February, we're supporting Eden Food for Change and Unity Canada. Each of these organizations gets 50%. And during the month of February, Eden Food for Change also sponsors the Coldest Night of the Year walk. This is an international fundraising period where all across Canada and some of the countries in Europe actually are taking a walk on the coldest night of the year, and they've deemed that to be February 28th. We might be able to dispute that because January was pretty cold. At any rate, between 4 and 6 p.m. on that day, we will be sponsoring some walkers, and if you would like to make an extra donation in your weekly or monthly tithe, please do so and put a memo in the line below. We will be sharing of our ministry revenues with the coldest night of the year. So that's a wonderful opportunity to raise a little more money to put to work in the Halton Peel area. Mark your calendars. The annual general meeting is Sunday, March 8th, and I, as your board president, will apologize to you right now. Your letter of invitation will be going out this week. I've had a little more on my plate early this month than usual, and so I'm late with that, but you are invited. We do need quorum. So please mark your calendars to attend that meeting on March 8th, immediately following the service. We'll usually take a 15-minute break, at which time I would hope that you might get a little bit of something to eat, bring with you to the meeting, something to drink, and maybe a bio break. So please mark that on your calendars, and we look forward to sharing the news of the past year with you. On February 22nd, next Sunday, Reverend Barbara Jean will be with us, and she's going to speak about the courage to think a new thought. That'll be interesting for sure. The Lenten discussion that's being offered throughout Unity Canada will be supported by the Canadian LUT. The licensed Unity teachers will be presenting that, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time starting February 18th to April 1st, 2026. So if you'd like to join in that's an interesting opportunity, and each week it will be 1 hour for the period between February 18 and April 1st. Imagine that. Easter's just around the corner, and so is spring. Just a reminder as to how to sign up for the newsletter or to find and track the events of the week. If you lose your newsletter, is to click on our website at unityhaltonpeel.ca And you will find that under the resource area, there's a spot there to sign up for the Unity Halt and Peel newsletter. And anytime through the week that you're wondering what's happening, I lost my bulletin, you look under that events and you can also see there what's coming, who the speakers are in the future, and what kind of events that we're sharing. I would like to share with you now that the tithing receipts are ready. We're going to send them out by email for any of you that we have email for. I will be checking in with you to make sure that you have got them. And for those of you who do not use email, then I'm aware, and I will make sure we get a copy to you. Thank you so much for that. And it'll be, let's see, I'm thinking that it'll be later this week that those tithing receipts go out. So let's do our children's blessing for our closing. Children and youth of Unity and of the world, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. And I will be leaving right after the end of the service today to go pick up my granddaughter. So let's say the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. And our closing song, I choose love. Friday.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose